Please welcome to the stage Congresswoman Juanita María Goebertus Estrada and Congressman Cesar Eugenio Martinez from the Republic of Colombia, and María Victoria Llorente, Director of Fundación Ideas para la Paz.
Ya estamos.
Okay, good morning. For us, it's a great privilege to share this space with you guys in order to share an initiative that the Peace Commissioners have been developing. It's an initiative known from the capital to the territories that has been supported by the British government and has had this follow-up from the Republican Party as well as from the foundation Ideas for Peace. This initiative has focused on talking between the different parties and having this different approach with the areas that have been really affected by the conflict. From the foundation, we've had the opportunity to provide this follow-up and to continue with these visits in different areas of the country. This represents a great value right now in this historical period of Colombia, where one of the issues that we have focused on a lot and that this has divided the country a lot. We're talking about the peace accord. So being able to sit together with people from different perspectives and approach these areas and these territories, this is of great value. We would like to show you a short video of what this initiative is about. We have 7 different territories of the country, and from the foundation, we've had the opportunity to provide truthful information in regards to what's going on in these areas. And additionally to this, we have provided follow-up to these visits, and we have witnessed this multi-sector dialogue in these areas. Let's take a look at the video. From the state department of Tolima, the agreement is for us with the aim of solving a great part of the country's needs. Some part of the country, it's still where war is still a profitable business, but there's also part of society that understands what's better for the country to keep advancing in this process that has been evolving from the past. Okay, so here we have the representative Juanita Goebertus and the representative of the Green Party and representative Cesar Eugenio representing the Centro Democrático political party. So I would like to give the floor to Cesar and to Juanita so that they can share that experience, so that they can share that motivation. And what's your perspective in regards to this initiative, and which is that return on investment, so to speak, in regards to the problems that have been affecting the country? So I would like to greet and salute all those members of Colombia. After the peace agreement and the mobilization of the guerrillas and the FARC guerrillas, in my case, the Centro Democrático Political Party, and I need to say this, I don't really trust this process. I, I, I'm not very convinced, and we contacted the Congress with this anti-peace approach and not trusting this process so much. But we were invited to contact these concentration areas of these ex-combatants members, and in those cases, we were able to encounter a really different human situation where we discovered that here we are sick due to this political postures, to this political mentalities. We start to recognize that right there we have human beings that have struggled for specific ideals. They have fought for their human integrity, and they've fought in order to survive. So my presence as a Congress member from the Centro Democrático political party is a little bit exotic because we're not supposed to go there and admire what we previously criticized, but we also realized that we needed to change that perspective into a more humane perspective. We also went along with Congress members, ex FARC members that used to be active members in this armed conflict. For example, in this case, I'm talking about an ex-combatant in a specific front, and I had been a citizen that suffered those criminal actions, and I arrived to this place with my common clothes, and they understand, they see me as this extreme right member, and they start to observe, they thought that we were criticizing each other and killing each other with words instead of bullets, and we started to think that we haven't invested enough in this area, that the government needs to focus on these territories because we have heard a lot of promises, more than thinking about the peace novel, beyond thinking about their consequences, as this reinsertion, as this demobilizing process. We need to focus on these human beings, ex-combatants, after 30 years of wars, hugging you and begging you, or begging us in order to continue with the peace process. So I'm communicating that idea because not all the members of a party, for example, are paramilitary members, and vice versa. So we are transmitting this symbolic message in regards of the reconciliation of the members beyond political interests. That's my real perspective without losing my essence. Okay, s- some people requested permission to take pictures together with ex-guerrilla members, along with myself and along with farmers and ex-entrepreneurs. And we said, I told them, no, we're not gonna kill each other anymore. We are working together in Congress, and here we're working with a simple and direct language. Even with among these differences, we were able to overcome violence, and the ex-combatants have struggled with that, and they are the ones that are going through these difficult human situations. Juanita, please tell us about your experience and perspective talking about this initiative. Okay, I would like to salute all members. Thank you very much for this beautiful opportunity. So I can share some of these details. The first time that we talked with each other, we were strangers when we were starting this legal process. I asked Cesar if he wanted to join me within this peace commission in order to do some of these visits, not just to get together with ex-combatants, but also to get together with people that live in these territories, farm workers that have been working in these development plans for 15 years, along with local entrepreneurs that they're looking for those positive economical results in these areas thanks to the end of the conflict, as well with ex or with farm workers that used to work with illegal crops and that now are migrating to legal crops. So we said, okay, let's give it a try. I can join you. So of course we were going to join ex FARC combatants, and Cesar said, how come? FARC representative now in the Congress is not gonna go there. This is what the peace agreement is about. So, and it was logical for me that we were gonna be able to work even if we had political differences. It was about working together in these affected territories, regardless of our differences. These differences that a lot of times do not contribute to this new country's perspective, because maybe these communities are just focusing on their public or basic needs. When are they going to be able to be competitive, for example? So what we did at firsthand in these visits is that we encountered a great hope, a great new window of opportunity.
After 13,000 communities that left guns, 30 of them in the worst of the content, we have 2,500 people that are dissidents. The big amount of them that were part of the FARC give away their arms and they would give it to the United Nations. They are expectant because in 2017 we had the lowest homicide rate and also the lowest displacement rate. But nevertheless, we have found that in 2018 we can see the huge fragility of this process. I mean, though we were having the lowest displacements, we have a triple situation of displacement right now. So this is going to create the lowest rate of mines accident and the double in 2018. Right now, they have paralyzed 95% of the unmining activities thanks to these new turbulence that is going on in these territories. So something that I see is a huge opportunity that is there. That country that the president is talking full of opportunities of growth opportunities depends if we can close properly that inner conflict, that we can stabilize those territories, those 170 municipalities that were most affected for the war. And you can see them, we can see the growth in the 2018, where you can see an increasement of 1.7 of the homicides are focused. 42% of those are in those 170 municipalities. So we have to look at it and think in the possibility of focus in that country of possibility. Most important thing is rural development. 200,000 people who work and create these kind of programs. They know that they aren't going to be done over the day, but they are waiting for the transformation opportunities. More than 350 opportunities have one election position in more than 600 kilometers, square kilometers. We have to materialize the election process. We can create these opportunities in the rural Colombian. Just a small amount of the ex-combatants can be part of the economical projects. 67% of them are not, they don't have technical investigators. And an important amount of them, they don't have prosecutors. We have to focus on this 170 municipalities. We have just 6 prosecutors for all of them. We have an important amount of families that were the signed some agreements of illicit plantations. It is not possible to achieve the peace if we have this important amount of coca plantations. The experience we have learned now is that what the people do is trying to divide the plantations in smaller. Now we have like the replantation and the process of eradication was a 0.3%, but just the a small percentage of that people have get enough advice to transform the way of living so they can find legal economies. We have to learn those lessons from the past. Finally, just 12% of the victims are in the national registration of victims have received the proper help. We have to look to these communities and we can achieve collective reproduction process. So we have a task that we have to complete. Everyone wants to complete to achieve this country of development. So we have to face the reality that is happening in these 170 departments, municipalities. This is the real peace that we are looking to achieve. Thank you very much, Juanita. I I would like to say to note that the rogue guerrilla that is in the concentration areas doesn't have the fully understanding of the agreements. That's my perception. They had a human fight that he would like to meet again his family, but he has a strong persecuted for the growth of the criminal groups that where the state cannot be. When I arrived to the Republic Congress, I have found the positions of the demobilized that were part of the FARC that are in the Congress, their postures are softer from other political actors that we have in the Congress. They are trying to use the traditional politics, trying to use the FARC to make division in the country so they can divide the country. I know that is what's happening in the representative chamber. I see that the members of the FARC are less stronger in the political positions to the other parties. We run out of time, but I would like to close this saying that this is an initiative that shows that it's possible to achieve agreements between different political parties to address problems that is used in the transition in different part of the countries. It's a fragile transition. If we want to have this country full of opportunities, we have to achieve agreements to bring development to those areas, and I think it's possible with these initiatives that is showing us this. So thank you very much for listening.